Alright, in this video I will be showing you how to go through the process of downloading and installing Windows 10. So I am running this program on VirtualBox. I will put the link in the description of where to get it, but now we're going to run through it. So after you have plugged in the USB and booted from it, which shouldn't be too difficult if you're a little bit tech savvy at all. But for those who aren't, all you have to do is take a bootable Windows USB or SD card or DVD. You take it and you plug it into the USB port of any given computer. Oh, see, it's plugged in, and then you go to the boot menu, which is usually like F12 or F2 or F10. As you're booting, you select it multiple times and select the drive, and then it'll boot up to what you're seeing now in the video. This should come up after it loads, so I'm going to leave this as it is. This is all good. English, United States, English, US. I'm going to select next, install now. Now I will just wait for the setup to start. It shouldn't take too long. There we go. When you buy Windows, you will have a product key, but since I'm on VirtualBox, I don't have a product key, and if you don't have one, you can also select I don't have a product key down here. If you do have one, you'll enter the product key up here and select next, but I'll be selecting I don't have a product key. Let that load. I'm going to choose to install Windows 10 Pro. These are quite self-explanatory. As you can see, select the one that best fits you. Next, the license terms. You can choose to read through them if you would like, but most people won't, and I won't. I will accept the license terms and select next. You're going to want to custom install Windows only. You will either have a drive with unallocated space, which you will want to select the drive and select format, and then once you have unallocated space on a hard drive, you can select new, make that all be filled up. You won't be able to add any more, and select apply. To ensure that all Windows features work correctly, Windows might create additional partitions for system files. Those are good. You need those partitions to run Windows properly and efficiently. So I'm going to say OK. Let that load. I'll come up. And there we go. We got the partition 1 system reserved and partition 2, which is the primary. System you're going to leave alone. Windows can't be installed on drive 0 partition 1. Just to show this partition is too small. Okay, that's the reason. But you also don't want to install it on system. That is the backup partition. And the partitions, just quite simply, a partition is a part of a drive. You might have one hard drive with 3 different partitions, one system, one primary, and like one recovery. The 3 different types, and you'll have like your operating system. That'll be one big one, most of it, like probably 99% of it. And the other ones are like, those are necessary to have because they help you, like I said earlier, run Windows more effectively and just better overall. So I'm going to select the primary, and we're going to install there, and that will install. This will take probably a good half hour-ish. So I will cut back to when it's done. Alright, it looks like we are finishing up. Just wait for this last couple things to go through. Alright, there we go. It's about to restart. We'll let that restart, and then we'll be all set. Alright, we got VirtualBox restarting. Let that restart, and then it will load. Your region. I am in the United States. That is correct. I will continue there. Let that go through. It doesn't usually take too long to go between setting up the settings. Setting up settings. That's funny. Feels like more than just a moment, doesn't it? yes, that is the correct keyboard layout. I'm using the US keyboard layout. If you are anywhere else, feel free to use whatever you are using. Down here, I actually have voice control disabled just because it's too much for this current tutorial. Yes, I'm not going to add another layout. I will select skip. Let that go through. You're going to want to connect to your network whenever you first get it downloaded and installed, but I am currently not going to do that for the sake of time in this video. I'm going to select skip for now. It will now put me on who's going to use this. I am. I'm going to write down my name. Select next. Super memorable password. Do whatever password you want. That's up to your personal preference, however you feel secure. If you don't want to do a password, just leave it blank, and that's what I'm going to do now. Leaving it blank, and it will just have a sign-in button. It won't be a password or anything. I am going to make Cortana my personal assistant. If you don't like personal assistants, then you don't need it, but I'm personally going to do it this time. Privacy settings. You can look through all of these on your own time. I will be accepting them all. To my knowledge, they're all fine to accept. Just a moment. Alright, it's almost done, and Windows will be all set up. This will now load. It goes through an entire process, and it says, like, it said hi, and then it says we're getting everything ready for you. It'll go through this. I'll just run through this at like 4 times speed, so it just goes like, so it'll be like not much time for you guys. Overall, probably it'll take several minutes, probably around 10 minutes-ish, about the same time it took in part 1 to do the installation process. Alright, we are almost there. Let this go through the last final steps, and there we go. We have Windows 10 set up. Let this display driver go through. We're not going to connect all this. You're going to get a bunch of notifications, and you're probably going to want to update it too. But that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.